The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. Carl Jung. Have you ever felt like, no matter where you go, you just don't fit in? Like the world speaks a language your soul doesn't understand? It's that quiet, haunting sense that you're walking through life slightly out of sync with everyone else, as if your mind and heart are tuned to a different frequency. Carl Jung believed that some people are not here to blend in with the crowd, but to awaken it. You weren't built to follow the script handed to you. You were built to question it, to see beyond it, and to uncover the deeper truths hiding in plain sight. This feeling of not belonging isn't a flaw, and it's not a sign that something is wrong with you. It's often the very proof that you are living closer to your authentic self than most people ever dare. In a world that rewards conformity, being different can feel like carrying both a burden and a gift. And while others might see your distance, your depth, or your refusal to play along as weakness, Jung saw it as a sign of untapped strength and purpose. There is a rare kind of clarity that comes from standing outside the noise, from observing rather than absorbing, from feeling the weight of truths that others prefer to ignore. This clarity can be isolating, yes, but it can also be the key to becoming who you were always meant to be. Today, we'll explore 8 powerful signs that you may not belong in this world, and why that might just be your greatest gift. And if you find meaning in this journey, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the insights, reflections, and truths that could change the way you see yourself and the world around you. The first sign is a deep inner world, that vast private territory of thought, imagination, and emotion that lives entirely inside you. Carl Jung believed that some people's inner reality is richer, more vivid, and more meaningful than anything the outside world can offer. If you relate to this, you might find yourself seeking solitude not because you dislike people, but because the noise and distractions of daily life pale in comparison to the depth you find within. It could be long hours spent journaling, sketching out ideas, or meditating in silence while your mind drifts through landscapes no one else can see. To some, this looks like withdrawal, but in truth, it's a sacred practice. Your mind is a living library, and every hour you spend inside it strengthens your understanding of yourself and the world. Protect this time without guilt. In a society that idolizes constant activity, guarding your inner life is an act of courage. This is where your creativity is born, where your clarity sharpens, and where the seeds of your future actions take root. Without this space, the world would be loud but empty. With it, your life gains meaning from the inside out. The second sign is that you question everything. For Jung, this wasn't mere skepticism. It was a mark of heightened consciousness. You don't simply inherit beliefs or traditions because they've been passed down. You examine them, turn them over in your mind, and ask, does this make sense? Does this feel true? Who benefits from this rule, and who suffers because of it? You're unwilling to accept, because that's how it's always been, as an answer. This mindset can be unsettling to those who are comfortable living by unspoken agreements, but for you, truth matters more than comfort. Your mind works like a lens that refuses to blur. It wants to see things sharply, even if that clarity challenges everything around you. Keep a record of your questions. They're more valuable than most answers. And when you search for truth, go beyond one voice or one source. The world's wisdom is scattered, and the act of gathering it will shape you into someone who cannot be easily deceived. This constant questioning may isolate you at times, but it will also make you unshakable. The third sign is a strong sense of justice, an inner compass that reacts instinctively to dishonesty, corruption, or cruelty. You feel a physical tightening in your chest when you witness injustice. Doesn't matter if the wrong is small or monumental. Your mind and body both resist it. Jung understood this moral instinct as something primal, something deeply rooted in the self that knows right from wrong without needing permission from society. This can make life more difficult because it often forces you into conflict with people or systems that others quietly tolerate. Maybe you've refused to take part in an unethical decision at work, even when it cost you professionally. Or perhaps you've spoken up for someone who couldn't defend themselves, even when it drew unwanted attention. The world will sometimes see this as stubbornness, but it's integrity. And integrity is rare. Instead of letting this passion burn into frustration, channel it. Build something that embodies your values. Speak out where silence reigns, or take action in ways that leave a mark. Your fight for justice is not just about the wrongs you see. It's also about the example you set for others who are afraid to stand up. The fourth sign is emotional intensity, the depth of feeling that runs like a current through your life. You may have been told you're too sensitive or that you feel too much, but to Jung, this was never a flaw. Emotional intensity is the capacity to experience life in full color, while others only see shades of gray. When you witness beauty, it moves you deeply. When you see suffering, it doesn't just pass through your mind, it lodges in your heart. This can be exhausting, because the world offers no shortage of pain to feel, but it can also be the very thing that fuels your compassion and your drive to create. The challenge is learning to manage this depth without shutting it down. Suppressing it will only drain your vitality. Directing it will make you powerful. Let it flow into your work, your art, your relationships. When used well, emotional intensity becomes a force that not only connects you deeply to others, but also inspires them to feel more fully themselves. When you put these first four signs together, the deep inner world, the questioning mind, the unwavering sense of justice, and the emotional strength that others mistake for fragility, you begin to see a pattern. These are not random traits, they are interconnected. Each one reinforces the others, forming the foundation of a life lived wide awake in a world that too often chooses to sleep. Jung would remind you that these qualities, while they may set you apart, are not accidents of personality. They are the very tools you were given to fulfill your role in a world that desperately needs people who refuse to simply blend in. The fifth sign is a difficulty relating to surface-level conversations, that restless, almost physical discomfort you feel when a discussion hovers endlessly on small talk. Carl Jung saw this not as social awkwardness, but as the natural hunger of a mind that seeks depth over distraction. You're not energized by empty chatter about the weather or the latest trends. Instead, you crave conversations that dig into meaning, purpose, and truth. This can make you feel disconnected in group settings, like you're standing in a room full of voices, yet starving for real dialogue. It's not that you dislike people, you just long for connection that stirs the soul. The answer isn't to fake interest, it's to find your tribe, those rare individuals who would rather spend an hour discussing life's big questions than a week trading pleasantries. Protect your energy by choosing your company wisely, and you'll find that meaningful conversations feed you in ways nothing else can. The sixth sign is that you value truth over comfort. To many, truth is welcome only when it's pleasant, but to you, it matters even when it hurts. Jung understood this as the courage to confront reality rather than hide behind illusions. You're willing to acknowledge painful facts, whether it's recognizing that a relationship is toxic or admitting that a dream you've chased no longer serves you. This honesty can be brutal in the short term, stripping away the safety of denial, but it's the only path to genuine growth. Comfort can keep you still. Truth will push you forward. This is why you may walk away from situations others cling to, not because you're heartless, but because you know that staying in a lie is the surest way to lose yourself. The discipline here is to make peace with temporary discomfort, trusting that it will lead to long-term freedom. The seventh sign is feeling like an outsider. Even among friends, even in a room full of people you know, you may carry a quiet awareness that you're not entirely of the group. It's as if you're observing the scene rather than living inside it, as though there's a thin veil between you and the world. Jung saw this as a marker of those whose purpose lies outside the boundaries of the ordinary. Your perspective is unique, and with that uniqueness comes a certain loneliness, but it also comes with clarity. You see patterns others miss, and you're free from the invisible chains that keep most people conforming. The temptation will be to hide your differences to fit in, but doing so will drain you. Instead, accept that this sense of separation is part of your gift. It allows you to stand where others cannot, and from that vantage point, you can see the world more clearly than most ever will. The eighth sign is a drive to create or transform, that deep, unshakable urge to bring something into existence that didn't exist before, or to take what is and shape it into something better. Jung recognized this as the expression of the individuation process, the soul's need to manifest its inner vision in the outer world. This can take countless forms: writing a book that holds your truth, building a business that reflects your values, creating art that stirs others, or launching a project that heals, teaches, or inspires. For you, creation isn't just a hobby, it's a necessity. Without it, your spirit feels restless, even incomplete. The key is to honor this drive, no matter how impractical it may seem to others. The world will always have critics, but the act of creating is itself a defiance of emptiness. By turning your inner vision into reality, you leave a mark that proves you were here, and that you did more than simply exist. When you put these four signs together with the ones we explored earlier, the deep inner world, the questioning mind, the moral fire, and the emotional intensity, a picture emerges of someone who was never meant to simply blend into the background. Your hunger for depth, your loyalty to truth, your acceptance of being an outsider, and your compulsion to create are not random quirks. They are signals that you are here to live differently. Jung would say they are the fingerprints of a life designed to awaken not just yourself, but others as well. To recognize these signs in yourself is to understand that you were never meant to fit neatly into this world. You were meant to shape it. In the end, if you've recognized yourself in most of these signs, it's not a curse, it's a calling. Carl Jung believed that those who feel they don't belong are often the very ones here to help the world evolve into something greater. You weren't made to fit in. You were made to stand out and change the world. So take this awareness as a reminder of your unique purpose and the quiet strength that comes with it. If this resonated with you, share your own experience in the comments, because someone out there might be waiting for your words to ignite their own journey.